All right, greetings. I'm joining us as broadcast. So, see, we're back. Yeah, it was a long drive. So we have Enki. Just Enki. I'm not sure what he's going to go into, but so we'll find out. Polaris, the North Star, and then Antarctica military channeling. So, yeah. It's okay. Yeah, I'm just, yeah. So Enki would basically go into the energies, what he's tapping into. So, anything that's bizarre, of course. So, all right. Those are do all this on Tor.com. I have private sessions. Shop here 1 to 18th. Same situation here. We have the webinar sign up, social network, Rabbit, and behind the scenes. So we'll see where this goes. Enki, I don't really have a. We'll just do Enki and see where we get with that. So, all right, blessings. Here we go. Greetings. This is Enki, the Anunnaki. Yes, as you do improvements of your DNA, but of course your society still figuring itself out. Leaving the third dimensional consciousness, not entirely, of course, but healing it, basically connecting more to your astral self as the astral self comes more into the human form. As you go deeper into what you are on a spiritual form, basically your form, your physical form can, yes, become translucent very easily. As you adapt more of a higher vibrational consciousness, which is not easy to do. Yes, there are reptilian beings, not just them archons, to keep you in the physical. Because, well, it all depends. There are positives to the physical, but some of you are reaching out, releasing it, as you know, and get thrown back in your body technically. That's what some of you go through energy attacks, because you're actually separating from your body, going more into the astral. That's where a lot of these energy attacks, why they're occurring. Not always, a lot of it, and some of it also has to do with unrevealing the manipulations of your planets, your Senate, which is the United States. Your Senate plays a big role in manipulation. A lot of them are Anunnaki members, actually. Yes, they have sold themselves out, but that is the Anunnaki way for some. Why does it keep you in the third dimension? Well, that's not always a negative either. It's being basically fulfilling what people need for their growth. So it's just that they're characters in a major play, the world stage. But your announcements, removing yourselves from third dimensional idea systems, as fourth dimensional knowledge is slowly coming in, of revealing the backstage of how your world operates. Yes, many of your physical obviously will have difficulty adjusting to it or not even want anything to do with it. That shows that you're healing more of your earth. Yes, going more into your Mother Earth, your Father Earth, going deeper into Mother Earth's vibration, healing her energies, connected to Archon timelines. Well, it's basically Archon timelines are connected to the universe, the center of the universe. Of course, where is that exactly? It's more of like a metaphor than an actual place. The center is where it all started. If you can even find that, it's not necessarily there to be found. It is just there. Yeah, everything has a beginning somewhere. So, the center of the universe, as you tap more into that, we'll probably even bring that entity through of what that really sounds like or what that is. is basically like a laboratory of all things. Yes, the human design hanging up on a wall. Insectoid beings, all different types of beings, trying to understand themselves, what to do with this place. We're talking about the universe. And of course, this earth is kind of like a carpenter's, it's where things are made. Discovered, of course, but where much is made. You might not always see it in your reality, of course, because you're living the daily grind. But you're also knowing what a insectoid real incarnation is like, where all insect beings are basically what humans go through, told what to do, and if not, the master will come after you, or for some, the IRS or government or whatever it might be. So, yes, government entities to give themselves leverage over the people. Yes, a spiritual hijacking of the earth, of course. Your Iraq is at one time was the center, of course, it was Babylon, the center of the universe at one time. Obviously, seeing it projecting energies from the center, basically unnatural things are happening there. That's another reason why it was hidden or forgotten. Is what was truly, it was connected to a hybrid. It was basically the desert Atlantis, you could say. And that too, as you can see, has been removed from planet. Totally removed. I mean, there's some remnants of it, but not much. It was, anytime in history, they said it was a large structure there, and now nothing is there. That wasn't like accidentally removed. That was deliberately removed. Such as cities and so on. It's surprisingly enough that Rome still exists. Because that Rome has an agenda here. That's why it was kept into its somewhat modernization of it currently, but obviously a hijacking of its own energies through spirituality of religion. But Rome could have easily been wiped off the map of the planet. Why not? If it does not, as you know, even the Tatarians have been released from your history, supposedly, and seen as an alternative history or blocked out. So Rome was an experiment like anything else to bring you closer to the physicality, disconnecting from spirituality, and truly going into the darkness of the human. Of course, that's been done before, but Rome took it to a whole new level, as some of you know by the history, and a lot of those histories are correct. Probably even worse to some degree, but it wants to set an example. The elites go by it as like, we can bring this place back anytime we want, and technically they do. There's a lot of also Illuminati energies in Turkey. Knowledge there that's not known publicly. Well, if you look, you will find it. There's a lot of Illuminati members that do live there that are not afraid to speak their mind. They're not known, of course, by large groups of people, but there is a vibration there of many of them just don't care anymore. But you have not heard them speak out because they keep their circles pretty condensed. But there are many that are, Turkey. If there's a place you want to tap into, it's Turkey. So, yes, your modernization of the human. Well, we're bringing it. It's always being developed. It's always being enhanced or dehanced or descensioned. It's always a product of existence. It's always going to be used on any. I mean, if there's an animal being, a mantis being, a human will be there somewhere. Anytime, there's always going to be a human element here in some form or another. Yeah, it's part of the journey of this universe. It's not. You can say it's not always going to be there on all levels, but parts of it. here you're seeing, yes, the darker side of the human that is slowly being revealed through your government. Your government is just the soul of humanity. Your world government is really just the soul of society. It truly is. It's when society has enough from what is warning from it, it releases it, and you're seeing that now. At least in the United States, you're going to see more of it too. But we'll connect you to the center of the universe and see what that sounds like before going to the next topic. Greetings. Yeah, consciousness as the center of the universe, but we are about DNA, of exploring the soul, where it can go. Does it need to be in animal form? Does it need to be a plant, a tree? What is the soul magnet? What does it pull towards? You'd be surprised how many souls do not really pull towards the human. The human is the, well, of course, it depends on the reality. Many are actually more connected to trees than they are the human form. Because it's the journey, it's what you go through as a human. Obviously, it's not exactly the most pleasant experience. Well, it all depends, but even in old age, you know, it's like, what's wrong with this thing? Shouldn't it be working better? At least on your planet. Yes, of course, there's been an Archon hijacking. Well, the Archon beings, but they know what's best for your world. Well, yes, they harvest information. It's kind of like a library of beings that are obsessed with knowledge and are constantly wanting your soul. They want your information. They want to put you part of their hive mind collective. They want to take you out of your body and add you to their collective energy and do that with everything. And what they're going to do with it, they don't really know. But they just know they want it. They want anything that is different than what they are. Yes, they have lost themselves, their own identity. Well, only reason that happens is, oh, it's complicated. Many of them have lost wars in their past. They've lost themselves through other universes, where they basically Archon beings are technically universe beings from other realities, soul universes that are here. They're very sophisticated and know how to. Yeah, it's like a universe energy that lost itself. It goes into the form of an entity. Archon is one of them, and it just absorbs. It's constantly. Well, and as many of you know, you want information for yourself. Because some of you are always looking for something, right? But think about it as an Archon being. But they don't care about the consequences of what they do. They don't care if they take out continents or worlds. It doesn't care. But to them, it doesn't matter. It's like fishing. You know, you just throw a net out there and pull all these fish in. That they don't think anything of it. Just like your world does, as it consumes energy. So, being more understanding of Archon knowledge will help you free this earth. Of course, many humans are not interested in that at this time. They're so busy fighting the Archon manipulation here, trying to keep their soul identity. It's hard to keep your identity here, isn't it? Or have one, for that matter, because they don't want you to have one. Because Archons don't even have identities. Not really. Now, there are higher dimensional Archon beings that want the individual, they want peace, they want love, but they've been through the darkness and they found the light within themselves. But there's the darkness is it's just basically the way this universe was designed. And you're here to understand that. It's quite the understanding. Well, basically, not to lose yourself, your identity, or create an identity, which many have difficulty. It's like, who am I? Well, if somebody took it from you, an entity usually. But that's the point. Is did you even want it? You're here? Maybe you're here to create a new identity. You'd be surprised. But we can't just hold one's hand and take you through all this. People have to figure things out for themselves. They won't call it a journey for nothing. A journey without a map. Well, technically you do in some form. But you create your own roadmap, as you see. Greetings. I am Polaris. Yes, the North Star. Greetings to your collective. We are automatic healers. We are ones that can clear vibrations, clear out universes. We are, yes, we come from other places to experience a dense universe, a dense existence, be part of the human element. Our energy goes into the mind, the astral mind, as there are astral planets, astral realities that are, yes, created instantly through the mind. Of course, in the astral realm, it's different for everyone. There's no one way. The astral realm, yeah, it's like a dream world that just constantly grows. Or anything can happen. And maybe that's a little bit too much for some. But it is basically where even there you can grow. You can have a lot of soul growth in astral too. But you also might lose your identity. Also. Well, you can want too much from yourself. Just like here, you can overtest yourself. Even in astral, you can overtest yourself and lose your direction. So yeah, souls here are usually tested quite a bit. Or over tested because they feel like they can handle it. Come to find out that was far from it. Well, just a battle. Yes, there's a soul pull here. Beings don't want you to know who you are. Now, in our reality, the Polaris society, all things are known easily. An Archon entity does not have the power to infiltrate our reality. Not really. I mean, there are some that can, yes. We're understanding them. From a vibrational point of view of teaching them our knowledge to free them from their capture, to free them from their density. Your planet, from our perspective, yes, is like a hive. There's this entities just everywhere around it. It's like you don't even see a blue planet. You just see entities all around it, blocking the planet, what it even looks like, depending on how you look at it, with what perspective. It's pulling souls from other planets, universes. It wants to learn, just like the universe wants to learn. So it's cutting itself from source, kind of. Your planet is. It's it's not as easy as connecting to source as many. Because some of you are used to that source energy. We just always know who you are. You know your past lives. You know your future lifetimes. You know your abilities. Everything's just easy. Much of that comes from the sixth dimension, comes from fourth to a certain degree. Ninth dimension is a form of sixth dimension is normally where entities are at their bliss. Ninth dimension takes them to a whole new level of existence. It's just a whole nother reality altogether. Yes, they don't have what you have here. None of it. Not really. It's more of just the creation of the mind. What work can the mind invent and build, and it's constantly, it can become overwhelming too. It's like, be careful what you wish for. It can instantly come around you. So as Polaris beings, we're yes, fears world survival. As humans just take themselves way too seriously here. Well, that has to do, yes, with not knowing yourselves, not knowing your galactic past. And what, so you're in a time of that entering into your energy fields that are stronger, of your alien DNA becoming more known. So the Earth, as you know more about yourself, your Earth shifts. As everyone knows more about themselves, that's when the polar shift truly happens. Obviously, it's trickling in slowly. It does go through Antarctica. It does go through the North Pole, South Poles. It goes through everywhere, technically. But that's when your Earth truly goes into a new direction. Is basically astral downloads really shift things, because you know it, you remember it. Now, some of you get information here and there, and it's sprinkled around on purpose. Even those that aren't aware of this get knowledge, even if they're not right or needed or want it. They might find it in fiction instead. So they might get a download, and all of a sudden they find this movie that all of a sudden they just can't seem to let it go, or a book or a song that just, that's part of their soul journey. Is finding themselves through the physical realms, or through a person for that matter. If they can't find themselves through entertainment or knowledge, they find it through a person. So, blessings. Greetings. Yes, Antarctica consciousness, where yes, many souls are buried, lost, forgotten, on purpose, civilizations erased, as Antarctica is a time traveling portal on your planet. The versions of Earth where that's where your time traveling technologies are built around the poles. Pole shift, the vibrations are so different there, it's easy to shift dimensions. If you know what you're doing, of course. But it's normally about around the poles. Yes, the military, and of course you're going to have military there. They don't want just an average person going there and shifting the vibration of the planet just like that, because some of you can do that. So they're very careful of who connects to these certain hot spots. Most of Antarctica, I believe, is fine overall, but there's certain hot spots of where there's a military presence. You can say there's relay lines, yes. Well, because some of you can actually, I know this is a little bit extreme, but your own vibration can take you, one person here in the right place at the right time can take your world back into the past. Not entirely like you'd be in the 1950s, but it can truly alter reality where things slow down tremendously. Instead of going further into the future and advancing, you actually take your reality backwards. Some might already feel that going on in their own reality. So we're just going to put it out there as a general knowledge or information for that. So, because that's another reason why people feel that things are going so slow, because they're connected to certain individuals that are slowing it down deliberately. That might be beyond some understanding here, but it does happen. Well, some of you are wondering why things, and there are time travelers here that can slow time down also. That are more in the fourth dimension. So they slow down time for certain events to occur. You're having your, what is this, your canal that's blocked. The old ways are being blocked. That was done deliberately. You see, by reptilian beings, so say wherever you want. It was done deliberately, not by the people, but by nature, by entities that are here. I expect more of that to occur in your future. Maybe not exactly like that. Was truly to shift your society into a whole new realm, a different society. So you can't keep doing the same things you're doing forever. Even in your own lives, you should change your vibration. You shift, you change, you move, you meet somebody new, you shave your head, whatever it might be. The world does that too. I'm not sure if the world's going to shave its head, but you never know. I'm not sure if you want that anytime soon. But the world finds itself, it has to change. As for Antarctica energy fields, yes, it's a time shift reality. It's basically reality is, I wouldn't call it controlled, but it is where it's automated, created. On Obviously, it's not easy to see it in the third dimension, but as you are, I mean, not many of you are out in Antarctica for long periods of time, but you can also shift out of your body. Now, those that are there now are third dimensional humans. They have the military energy around them. They're doing what they're told. But if you go there as a spiritual person, you can find yourself out of body constantly, or see 3 or 4 versions of you for that matter, depending on the location that you're at. Yeah, you have to be there long enough for your body to crystallize, basically. To basically connect yourself to the earth, to truly connect to it. Now, there are places in nature, the mountains are probably the easiest place to do that, where you're aligned with the earth's vibration. You become one with it. It's not always easy to do that. Mountains are perfect, and because I like the skyscrapers of your earth, yeah, they connect to the higher astral plane, basically. Of course, astral doesn't really look at itself like that, but you can say they're pretty much astral. I mean, yeah, they're. I mean, go to the top of a mountain, you can. Some people can easily disappear. You notice how people do not survive climbing mountains for obvious reasons. It's a soul exit. Connected to nature. People that die in nature. That's the way they wanted to go. I know it's difficult, but that's their way of going into the astral realms. You can die in a city, but it's kind of rough there. But if you die in nature, it's a whole different story. Some go easier than others. They're already planning their path. They're already planning their exit. But if you go on top of a mountain like Everest, depending on your spiritual vibrations, yeah, you could probably disappear. Chances are not likely overall, but you never know. You feel like you're transluciting and you're not there anymore. Like you just disappear. I mean, your human body might go unconscious, but your spiritual self activates again. It's just the vibrations here in those certain areas. Antarctica is unexplored for the most part. It's not all explored. It's not all understood. Even now, no matter how many elites you have there, they can't find everything. But as a spiritual, understood person, you have to be out there for some time, though, to adapt to its energy fields. And that's where you feel less human. You might feel feline, Syrian, whatever it might be. You say that's where the earth was created, at the poles. That's where source energy came in to bring about what it is today.